Good evening. I have a can of Scarlet Cherry Amaretto Sour. Is it any good, or did Tiny Rebel murder Miss Scarlet in the kitchen? Let's see what it's like. Okay, so we have a can of Scarlet, brewed by Tiny Rebel Brewery in Cardiff. Tiny Rebel do have a venue in Cardiff. If you have a look at the map, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, Scarlet is a 5.5% Cherry Amaretto Sour, brewed by Tiny Rebel, of course. Tiny Rebel, we're on a mission to bring you good times with a hint of beer. We do this by creating brands that capture your imagination and defy your senses. When we're not making awesome beer, we're busy brewing up plans to better our people, community and planet. Store cold drink fresh. Brewed and canned at Tiny Rebel Newport. So their actual brewery is in Newport, but they do have a tap room in Cardiff. It's near the big rugby stadium, if you know what I'm talking about. There's the ingredients, if anyone does care about that. And Tiny Rebel do brew quite a few beers. Here's a QR code if you are interested. Anyway, I've actually got another related glass to the beer. The trusty Tiny Rebel 2/3 glass. Without further ado, let's get this one open. And that ring pull is actually rather easy to pull open. So, another one-handed beer pour. Let's see how this goes. Very red as you'd expect it. And already I can get a little bit of a sort of oak barrel smell, sort of. Definitely cherry. Definitely something coming, so this does sound promising. I'm going to let it settle down and we'll get to the tasting. That's quite nicely poured, if I wouldn't say so myself. But without further ado, let's get into the review. There's definitely amaretto in there. And there's a very potent taste of cherry at the same time. This is actually quite nice to drink. However, the problem with this after your second sip is you don't really get that much of a flavour anymore. There is a slight little bit of sourness. Some people might think it's sour, some people might not. I've got quite a tolerance for sour beers, so, you know, this kind of just feels like fruit juice to me, to be perfectly fair. It's probably better than some of the other supermarket sours out there, but it's not quite like the gold standard of Elm 11, as I was talking about in a previous video. I'm definitely getting a lot more cherry now after the third sip. So, what do I think of this? Very easy going, very fruity. It's got quite a bit of flavour in. I'm going to give it a 3.5. I would highly recommend this. It's probably one of the best sours that Tiny Rebel have made. So, I'd like to thank you for watching the video. If you did enjoy, please consider subscribing. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. But until next time, cheers and take care. Goodbye, everybody.